Hi everyone, welcome back to Learning with Rev. Today we are going to have a little exercise in Python, how to remove items within a list. They are sublists within that list and have them be presented in their own list. So to start off today, we're going to start off with a list of our own. Right now we are in an interactive Python terminal. We're going to go I'm going to do a list within a list. So 1, 2, A, B in our first list, and 3, 4, C, D. So if we see here, we have a list. And let's say we want to run through this list, but we want to create two new lists. One of the lists contains two lists in itself, 1, 2, and 3 and 4. And the other list has A, B, and C and D. So essentially we want our result to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the same thing for A, B, C, and D. So how does one do this? So the first way you can do it is using a method called pop. What pop is a function in Python that removes the last element of a list. So let's say we have a list here, B equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to say C equals pop, or B dot pop. So if we check B now, has 1, 2, 3, and 4, and C now has that fifth element. So how can we do that with A, with lists inside of lists? First, what we can do is we can create ourselves a new list, D. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking what we are getting out of it with pop and putting it into D. And I'll show you that in just a second. So the first thing we have to do is we have to loop through A. So for I in A, we want to set B equal to I dot pop and C equal to I dot pop. And next we want to say D dot append an array of C and B. And I'll explain in a second why we did this. So we're going to look through the code. We are going to first iterate through A for I and A. So the first time through is going to take the first element here, 1, 2, A and B, and we're going to pop the last item out. So B is now B, and we're going to pop the next item out, C, which is A. So we should result in, and because it removes B first, we want it to flip the order, so still A, B, C, and D. We want to append C, then B. And then next time through, it's going to pop D, then C, and then we're going to put them in C, then D. So now we can see what is A, or A, that's what we want, and we want to see what is D. And we got exactly what we wanted. But possibly that's not the most elegant way to do it. In this case, we know that we want the first two elements and the last two elements selected. So what we can do is we could do something called list apprehension. List apprehension is a way to create a new list like you would with a for loop, like we did here, without using that for loop, and it writes everything on one line. This can be sometimes easier or harder to understand, and in a later video I will do a full delve into what list apprehension is. But for now, we can set x and y equal to a list. And this list is we're going to take I, and within I we're going to take the indexes up to 2 for I in A. And we're going to set a second list here, I for 2 for I in A. So x is 1, 2, 3, 4, and y, oh, and we know why that disappeared is because we didn't set A back to what we initially had it as. So I'm going to do that right now. Now if we go through this right here, and I'll walk through it in just a second, we can see that x is now 1, 2, 3, and 4, and y is A, B, C, and D. So what's going on here in this list apprehension is one way we could do this real quick is I'm gonna set something f equals 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could make list apprehension I for I in f if I is less than 3. And what it does is I for I is a way for looping through it in f, which is our list, if I is less than 3. So it goes through 1, is 1 less than 3? Yes, put in this new list. Is 2 less than 3? Yes, put in the new list. Is 3 less than 3? Nope. Is 4 less than 3? No. So in this case here, we're doing the same thing. We're saying I up to the second element for I in A. So we go through A the first time, we grab the first element in here, and we take the first 2 elements within that element. And then we go through the next time, we do that for these 2. And the second part here is it's from the second element until the end, or after the second element, or really it's the third element because we count from 0. So we go 0, 1, 2, and it grabs everything under that mark. So the 0th element and the first element go into X. And in this case, we start from 2, which is the third element, right here, and here go into Y. So that is a quick explanation on how to create lists, independent lists from a list of lists. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.